These are 5 things I was surprised at going on my first Atlantis cruise. Number 1, I was surprised that I did not have to decorate my door. I watched a lot of cruise videos before I went on the cruise just to prepare myself, and it seemed like decorating your door on an Atlantis cruise was mandatory. I watched at least 3 different YouTubers who decorated their doors for the Atlantis cruise, and I thought that I had to do it too. So I really didn't do much. I just brought a dry erase board and some markers. I didn't even print out any pictures of myself. But when I got on the ship, I realized, yeah, a lot of people do decorate their door, but there's just as many that don't. Maybe 50% of people decorate their door, but there were so many doors that weren't decorated. And I made a friend on the cruise who had been on like 20 different cruises, and he didn't decorate his door. So maybe it's just something that you do when you're younger and you're new to cruising and you really want to meet people, but you don't have to decorate your door if you don't want to. The second thing that surprised me was that I did not get seasick. Everybody said that the Allure of the Seas was such a big ship that you won't feel it rocking. But I did feel it rocking. I was at one end of the ship, so even though the Allure is one of the biggest ships in the world, you're not going to feel any rocking if you're in the center. But because I was on one of the ends, I did feel rocking. But fortunately, I did not get seasick. I brought Dramamine just in case, but I was pleasantly surprised that even though I did feel rocking of the ship, I did not get seasick. So that was really great. The third thing that surprised me on the Atlantis cruise is that the food was really good. So maybe this isn't particular to an Atlantis cruise or just Royal Caribbean, but I've never been on a cruise before, so I don't have anything to compare it to, but I was really happy with the food. But a lot of people in the Telegram group were complaining about the food, saying that it wasn't as good as previous years or other cruise lines. But I was perfectly happy with the food. I mostly just ate in the main dining room, and I had Sorrento's pizza. One of the friends I made on the cruise was complaining about Sorrento's pizza and saying how it was horrible. But I thought Sorrento's pizza was really good. And I also ate at the Loco Fresh place a couple times, and the cafe and the Windjammer. So I was very happy with all the food. But again, this was only my first cruise, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But I thought the food was great. And the fact that it's all included was even better. The fourth thing that surprised me about the cruise was that I kept running into my friends. So you make these friends on the cruise, and there's like 5,500 people on this cruise. But I kept running into my friends, which I was happy about because not everybody has Wi-Fi, and communication is a little bit more difficult than if you were just on land. But the fact that I made some cruise friends and that we kept running into each other on a ship of 5,500 people was surprising to me. At some of the parties, I was just going to, walking around the party, but like they're so packed, there's so many people there, and it's so crowded and it's so dark and the music's so loud, but I kept finding my friends even without trying to. One night I ran into my friend Miles at the Future party. I ran into my friend Michael at another party, and then I met somebody at a singles event and I ran into him at the party. So it's like kind of crazy that I kept running into people that I wanted to, but I was like, out of 5,500 people, how do we keep running into each other? So I guess we were just meant to hang out and be friends and see each other, because there were people on the cruise that I kind of wanted to see but they never saw. So that was weird. The fifth thing that surprised me about the cruise was just how friendly everybody was and how easy it was to meet people and make friends, especially for an introvert. In my other video, I talked about how it was difficult to be an introvert on a cruise, but in the end, you're going to have a good time, and the cruise schedule and events make it easy to meet people. Everybody's there on vacation. Everybody's in a good mood and there to have a good time. People want to meet each other, even though I did struggle a little bit with getting out of my comfort zone, not isolating in my room, not trying to hide. And it was a little bit hard just being around people all the time and constantly meeting people and constantly talking to people. As an introvert, that can be a little bit draining, but overall, it was a net positive, and I'm so glad I did it. So that surprised me that I made some friends. One of them even lives here in New York, so we're going to hang out next week. And it's just a really great way to meet people and be in your community. So there's the 5 things that surprised me about going on my first Atlantis gay cruise. And I can't wait to go on more. Ever since I've been back, I've just been binge watching YouTube videos about different cruises, different cruise lines, and I cannot wait to go on another one as soon as possible. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want more cruise content, consider subscribing. I'm going to go on more cruises and do more vlogging and make more of a concerted effort to vlog and film when I'm on the cruise. I didn't do it much on this one because it was my first one. I was overwhelmed. I was just trying to get a feel for what it was like. So I was just experiencing the cruise and not really trying to vlog or make videos. But I definitely want to do that more on upcoming cruises that I go on. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.